How's it going, everybody? I'm Nick Major, your APTV Los Angeles correspondent. I've got Jimmy of Mindless Indulgence next to me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. You guys are on the last show of your How I Learned to Stop Giving a Shit and Love Mindless Self-Indulgence tour of 2014.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't. That's really long.
But it's the last show. Sounds like that you guys might be doing for a little bit, so you're going to make this a good one?
No, I'm going to make it the worst show possible because I want to leave people thinking, oh, maybe he'll do a better one next time.
Good. You'll leave the expectations low. That way they'll be easy to
I'm
match.
going to come back and be like, oh my God, he can still do it.
It's amazing. A few weeks ago, you guys released a pretty badass music video for Fuck Machine. And
yeah.
it was more or less, I guess, kind of an abridged version of the song.
Most people make, especially when they make cartoon videos, people always make it, it's the band and they're playing. And I'm like, that's kind of boring, number one. Number two, if in this day and age, if you make a music video, and it's going to be on YouTube, it's not really going to be on MTV or anything like that. And if you lose people's attention in the first 2 seconds, they're just going to click away to anything that's around them. So you really gotta get it in the first couple of seconds. And I kind of wanted it to be like a cartoon opening, almost like a Thundercats or a Full Metal Alchemist or some kind of thing. So I was looking more of it as a cartoon than I was as a music video.
So would you ever do anything else like that with future stuff? Because
hell yeah, I love cartoon animations. Yeah.
Because like you were saying, I mean, with the internet now, it kind of seems like the attention span of people has just dropped.
Oh yeah, no, it's all with Twitter and everything like that. Yeah, if you do something today, it's gone tomorrow. Like everybody's on to the next cute cat, or a scandal, with a cute cat. Yeah.
Cute cat scandals.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna play a fun little game, and I'm convinced it's gonna sweep the nation before long. It's called First, Last, Best, and Worst. And we pick a topic, and then we talk about the first, best, last, and worst things of that topic. And since you guys just did your music video, and since cartoons are awesome,
right.
I was thinking we'll chat about cartoons. When you were a kid, waking up on Saturday morning, what were some of the first...
The first cartoon that I saw were pretty much all Disney stuff. I went to go see Disney stuff with my mom. We'd go see like Robin Hood and like Aristocats. There was a lot of second-run theaters and stuff, because I'm very old, even though I'm very beautiful. And so we'd go to these second-run theaters and see like Aristocats and all the cartoon stuff, and I loved that. So that was the first. So for the first, I'll say Disney.
There's a lot of Disney ones?
I think pretty much for anybody, their first is probably going to be Disney or Disney related. You can't escape it.
I grew up, for example, watching Peter Pan,
there you go.
Watching all the Pocahontas.
Right, there you go.
So which one of those tops the lists from when you were a child? Which ones do you remember?
Dumbo.
Dumbo?
Dumbo number one, because it makes me cry every single time.
You want Jimmy to cry? Put on some Dumbo. Waterworks will start flowing.
Because he just wants to fly. His big ears.
The poor guy. So you're still a cartoon fan?
Oh, huge cartoon fan.
Some of the latest.
So what is? Wait, it's
So
first.
we'll do first, last, best, worst, any order if you'd rather.
First, last, best. Let's do best. So the second thing I would say was that growing up, like now you're used to it because you have anime over here a lot. But back in the day, there wasn't really a lot of adult cartoons. The adult cartoons were only Ralph Bakshi, Heavy Metal the Animated Movie, and a couple of weird, obscure X-rated ones. And those are the ones that I sought out and found when I was way too young to be watching them. And those changed my life, especially Heavy Metal, the Animated Movie, which was based on Heavy Metal, the comic book. Especially back in the 80s when it was like you had Mobius drawing for it and Richard Corbin and Bilal and all these like French artists. So in America, everything's just, Batman, Superman, and and X-Men in like the, Bronze Age. And then all of a sudden you open up this thing and it's like, there's these naked chicks with laser guns and really dark and adult political, overthrow, crazy stuff. And that I was really very, very influential in my life. I still watch that movie like at least any Ralph Bakshi movie and all the Heavy Metal stuff at least once a year.
Yeah, did you see the South Park rendition sort of version of it?
And it's dead on. It really is dead on. The Tarna thing is you must have sex. Oh, so good. Those guys are hilarious. But yeah, that was dead on.
So being a fan of Heavy Metal, you can say that they hit that one on the head.
100%. Yeah, I was laughing my ass off through the whole thing because they just nailed it.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one. So what about, is there some that you just can't stand? Any bad cartoons that you ever saw and you're just like, what?
Yeah, I mean, anything. I'm a real, I'm a snob when it comes, especially with comics and animation, when there's not a lot of, either the artwork is or the artwork's amazing and the story's like Also, there's a lot of for kids stuff that it just isn't that good. I gotta say, I'm hugely not a big fan of Frozen. I thought Frozen was really... They do, and if I love it, put it this way, if I love it, it's going to be a big hit. Because my biggest problems with Frozen was there was so many big problems. There was so many big problems with Frozen. First of all, they all look like Bratz dolls, which I don't like. Second off, and don't get me wrong, because I liked Tangled. I thought Tangled was much more funny, much more witty, and better written. And I didn't like in Frozen, I didn't like the snowman. There's a lot of plot points where I was like, really? So like, you haven't seen your sister. She's been locked in this closet. Then you see her on this like orientation day, and you're not like, oh my God, like, you're just sort of like, oh hey, what's going on? Like, and then right into the plot. Like, come on, The only thing I liked about Frozen was the whole sort of sister twist thing, where it was like, it was the love of the sister that saved the whole town. But like, to get to that was such a fucking bizarre. I was like, who the hell okayed this, and why is everybody like this? And all the songs are a little. They're way too Rent style. Like, I like my musicals to be Singing in the Rain, cabaret style, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I really don't like it when it's all Rent style, like let it go, and all that shit. It's really, ugh. And then the fact that people, like, I just hate when people run with an idea virally. I mean, you can't help it, but it really bugs me, especially when it's a really, like, wishy-washy thing where it's like, oh, everybody doing a Let It Go thing and everybody doing a Gundam style. It's like, I like Psy. I think Psy was great even before Gundam style, but like the fact that everybody's like, it's some dude I don't want to see, like some Midwest housewife doing fucking the Gundam style dance, or fucking some guy, from the middle of fucking nowhere on a boat singing Let It Go. Like, I could give a shit, about that. Those are my least favorite stuff when it's like that. But sometimes you get... that's why I think stuff like Pixar is amazing, because they'll spend time to do stuff like WALL-E or The Incredibles, which is... I know it's not a big adult... I mean, it's a more of an adult thing, Incredibles. A lot of kids are not like, yay, Incredibles. I get it. If you're 5, you want to go sing Let It Go. Good for you. Go for it, kid. I'm over here watching heavy metal.
Do you think Pixar? Are they kind of
Pixar are... Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. The only thing that they ever sort of let go, and I get it because it made $1 billion is Cars, which is not, to me, I was like, you need to have the balance. Okay, you have Disney, you have all the princesses. There's really nothing for boys except for Pirates of the Caribbean and Cars. Of course, when I was a kid, I loved, Tonka Trucks and Car. Yeah, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. I don't need to watch Cars. I can watch I thought WALL-E was genius. And the beginning of Up, if you don't cry in the first 15 minutes of that is the most amazing. They could have just put that out and not the rest of Up, and I still would have been like Academy Award winner. Like, amazing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah. No, it's like, yeah. There's certain ones. If you can nail that, like Dumbo nails it. There's a couple of words. And I gotta say, I'm a huge Don Bluth fan. I'm not a big Fievel fan, but if my wife sings Fievel and sings, what's the song of Somewhere Out There? Yeah, I start crying because she just does it really good. She always gets me with it. But Don Bluth, I think, is amazing. He's a great animator. He did Dragon's Lair and all that stuff like that.
What's some of the later stuff that you've been seeing? Some of the latest stuff that you could recommend or that you love?
Most of it, a lot of it's anime, because a lot of those guys are really, they don't have the amount of money to make this is just a fact that I found out about anime, and why anime is so like beautiful and like has such a great production value and art to it, is that they didn't have the kind of money to make like a huge, ginormous, like $50 million blockbuster, like a Marvel super thing back in the day. So they just started pumping it into like, well, if we can't like blow up a city live action, we'll just do it animated style. And then you ended up getting stuff like Ghost in the Shell, which was like super amazing, and like, all those kind of like really, and Akira and all those ones that's really broke it in America. Now I think there's definitely, what was the last thing that I saw that was really good? I like the guy who did Summer Wars. I thought he's this new guy who's coming up. I forget what his name is, but it's an anime called Summer Wars, and he has a couple other ones. I think he has one now called Wolf Children, which I just bought to watch on this tour, and now the tour is over, so I'm gonna have to watch it.
You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't watched it yet, so I can recommend him. I think he's amazing. There was someone, and I cannot remember what it is. It's a good question, because I know there was something else that I was vibing on animation wise. I just said vibing. You can slap it.
Just vibing on it. But so anime, it kind of sounds like is that your cartoon of choice, that style, or is it?
Not necessarily. My cartoon of choice is more of an American adult themed stuff, but most of that stuff was done in the 70s and in the 80s, like Rock and Rule and all these kind of weird, obscure stuff. I mean, if you look around, you'll find it. But because you need, just to have an adult content and nice art, you really kind of have to go to anime.
And how do you think it's kind of been, has it become more popular in America, do you think, over the last few decades since you've gotten more into it? What changes have you noticed in America, like adult cartoons?
There's just a lot of, I mean, if you look, a good example is like Adult Swim. There's like for the entire thing. Like before, you had to have something like Liquid Television. We had like Ann Flux, which was amazing, and then and it was spotty. Or you had Spike and Mike's, Twisted Video, which would actually travel around the country. And now it's totally different. Now it really is. It's just between Netflix and the internet and everything like that. Like you can literally put something up. It's on a blog, and then the next thing, like you get a little green light, and then all of a sudden you're golden. Adult Swim definitely took that sort of comedy, real harsh. Everything they do is kind of. Like Venture Brothers is animated really nice, but it's still almost everything on Adult Swim is. What do you call it? It's comedy. Mm-hmm. Once in a while they'll take something, but when they do take something that's serious, it's usually something that's already been out in Japan, like Cowboy Bebop, which is a great series, or and that animator's done a bunch of stuff. But most of Adult Swim stuff, which is fantastic. Look at Metalocalypse, like that's hilarious, and the animation's real tight. Really, really good, and it's funny. Or even what's the one on? There's one on TBS, Archer. Oh, yeah, Archer, yeah, it's another one. But it's all very funny. There's not a lot of stuff where it's like there's like some sword and sorcery, fantasy, crazy, over the top, serious stuff that's going on at all. We keep talking about this all night if you want, but I gotta play a show.
You got a show. We'll put the show on hold. Yeah. It's the last night anyway.
Yeah, just animate me. Yeah, get Tupac's hologram to do it. He'll do it. He's not doing anything right now.
Next form of cartoons will be live shows with just.
Well, where's that girl? There's like an anime girl. I forget what her goddamn name is, but she actually goes out. It's like Gorillas, but it's just her, and the whole thing is a screen. And it's really cool, and people go and they're fans of her, of this animated character.
I think that could potentially be a new thing. That music.
I hope there's more. They do some of that. I think when Metalocalypse tours, they do a little bit of that. Like they'll have some of the projection stuff. The Gorillas, and again another great Jamie Hewlett, who we had do our artwork for Frankenstein Girls a long time ago. He's an amazing artist. Did Tank Girl and everything like that. Gorillas, again, another thing where they do like a live thing, and there's a big screen, and it's like really very, very cool.
They might be coming a bit more into the music industry, shaping the future.
I hope so. I'd love to just draw an act. I hate that act. I'm going to draw something better. Yeah.
So thanks so much again for talking about cartoons. Jimmy from Mindless Self-Indulgence. Be sure to pick up their latest fan-funded album, which is a fantastic album. Same name as the tour, How I Learned to Stop Giving a Shit. And love Mindless Self-Indulgence, which you will. Once you listen to the album, I stopped giving a shit. And I love Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Who doesn't?
So it's not too bad. And so thanks for chatting with us once again. Another round of First, Best, Last, and Worst cartoons this time. I'm Nick Major. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick_Major, your APTV Los Angeles correspondent. Enjoy your last show.
I will.
For a while before a brief hiatus, hopefully brief.
Hiatus of family fun and work and water slides, hopefully.
Good. Lots of water slides, lots of family.
Yeah.
Thanks again for chatting, Jimmy. All right. Good luck. Have a good night.